this is just the physical reality we live in. The book was never meant to be every copy is 10.0. It's meant to be something that keeps all the pages together when you staple it. That's it. So the absurdity of this is a high-end collectible. It's not, man. It's a $3 or $4 comic book. Yeah. Like, understand that this is, from its origination, trash culture. You were supposed to throw it away when you're done with it. The idea of saving it forever is a modern invention. So looking at these $3 and $4 comics as, this isn't pristine. How am I supposed to sell this? Why would I own this if it's not perfect? Because it's the comic book inside you're supposed to read, and then keep it or don't. Like, that's it. It's not a Fabergé egg.
This is a message brought to you by Patrick and Dal from Challengers Comics. It's pretty good.
In the Midwest, you know the best is there waiting, so come and join the conversation. Highs to approve, fan and artist and creator too. What? This is how the challengers do. What? Keep the conversation moving along. Keep bringing comics, keep your local store strong. It gets hard and it's a job for the challengers. What? Comics and conversation, y'all.
From Challengers Comics in Chicago,
this is Contest of Challengers, a comics industry business podcast with
Patrick Brower.
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 Patrick Brower and W. Dal Bush.
W. Dal Bush.
Dal Bush.
Dal Bush.
Dal.
Dal. Dal.
Dal.
W. Dal Bush.
Okay, Dal, a quick Managed Comics question for you. And this is not a Managed Comics thing. This is a thing that I do in Managed Comics. And I just want to make sure there's maybe something I'm missing.
Okay.
So on a day like today, when I break down an invoice, this time it's for the 25th of March, right?
Okay.
And after I re-edit everything to be in the proper format, then I go through and look at what covers we're ordering for special orders versus what covers are for the shelf.
Okay.
Now, quantity-wise, it's easy. If it's 1 or 2 or 3 covers, they're special orders.
Generally.
I don't even look at those.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few things that we might order, like some of the David Nakayama block color covers. If we don't have any pre-orders, I probably will still order like 3 for the shelf. 1 order more than that necessarily, especially if there's no pre-orders, as opposed to like the Spider-Gwen variant where we got a bunch of pre-orders. Then I'm like, well, I assume a bunch of people are probably going to want it off the shelf too.
Yeah, sure. But let's say, and I'm going to make up some books here, right? Just to make this flow. Let's say that it is Venom 255, Scotty Young cover, and we're getting 8.
Okay.
So usually a quantity like 8 would tell me there's some for the shelf. But to be safe, I go into Managed Comics, into the special orders, and I plug it in, and it'll say, you have 4 covers that are special orders.
Right.
Now, if it's a DC title or somebody that uses a designation of A, B, C, or D for their covers, I can assume that, maybe somebody's automatically down for all the B covers, and that's a B cover.
Sure, a subscription rather than a pre-order.
Yeah, if it doesn't specifically say B cover or whatever.
Right.
But Marvel doesn't do that.
Nope.
So I always assume when I'm in the special orders that there's nobody that's down for a subscription for Venom Scotty Young covers because Scotty Young doesn't do Venom covers every month.
True, but depending on how many variants a title may have, the theme variant for the month could be the B cover if they don't have a C or a D or an E cover.
And there's no way to know that in the title designation.
In the title designation from PRH, no. You'd have to look at like the UPC, the barcode.
Okay, so my point is I will go into special orders and say, okay, Venom 255.
Pre-orders is what you're going into.
Yeah. Sorry. Scotty Young cover. There's 4 people there. That means there's 4 other covers. I don't then go back into subscriptions and check because I don't even know how that would be listed.
It would just be listed as like the B cover, but you wouldn't know specifically the B cover is the Scotty Young cover. What you can do, and I don't know if this would work on the PRH stuff, there's a separate section, I think it's in reporting maybe, where you can go through and see how many copies do I need of different comics that are coming out. Like how many are basically allocated for subscribers across subscriptions and pre-orders.
Does it break down by cover or just by issue number?
Both, I think.
Okay.
I'd have to be in front of the computer. I don't use that tool a whole lot because honestly, I don't have a need for it, but it does exist. So after this, I will show you where it's at and we'll see if it solves your problem.
It's not so much a problem. It's just
Sounds like a problem.
I don't want it. I just at that point I just go, okay, fine, there's some for the shelf.
Sure. But this, theoretically, if it has the right listings, it should be able to tell you, like, beyond just the issue number and who gets an A cover and who gets a B cover and who is a subscriber, who's a pre-order. It should be able to tell you this specific cover, you need this many for club.
So I can go to that in place of.
Right.
Okay, because I don't want extra step.
Yeah, this would be a catch-all. This would be one step instead of multiple.
So if it replaces something, fine, but...
That's why I mentioned it. Okay. If it was just like a lateral mover, like, here's another thing you could do for... You wouldn't want to do it.
But also, if I ever go to a pre-order and let's say we're getting 8 copies and there's 6 pre-orders, I don't ever assume that there's just 2 for the shelf.
Sure.
So I assume that somewhere those are spoken for.
Here's the other...
And I don't denote them as shelf copies.
Sure. Here's the other way you can do it, and this is what I usually do when I'm doing, like, the pre-received stuff to try and figure out, like, do we have enough for club? Do we need
It's
more?
so neat to watch Dal do this off the top of his head because, as he said before, he's not in front of the computer. He's not looking at this as he does it. He's just doing this from recall.
The thing that I could mostly, because I did this yesterday, the thing I do every Wednesday is I'll take the following week's invoice. So, for example, I already did it for the stuff coming out March 18th, yesterday on March 11th, where I'll take the PRH and Lunar invoices, upload them into the system as though I'm starting to receive them. That's why I call it pre-receiving, which is also borrowing the old designation Diamond used to use when you could bring your invoice in and not start receiving it. You would get all the data ahead of time. So you can print out things like check-in lists and stuff. But anyway, so I plug this in and I'd get to kind of the second step. The first step in the process is, do you have all the copies? And obviously we're not checking anything in it. So for this purpose, we say, yes, we have every copy. And then step 2 is, okay, here's what you need for club. And then what I do for that process is I go through and I make sure that we're not short anything. What you would do is just go down and say, okay, well, this is every copy we're getting for subscriptions. This one we have 3 for the shelf, whatever. And you can go down the list that way, which is also what I use that tool for on Sundays when I am taking your weekly template list of everything we're getting in and crossing off
It's not going to go up.
that's subscription only or not for the shelves. So that's another way you could do it. If you already have the CSV files from Lunar and PRH and you're working with them, if you keep the raw ones instead of the ones that you've made changes to, you could take the raw original ones and just upload them into Manage Comics and go through that process real fast. So those are 2 different
ways. It's usually in a download folder somewhere.
Yeah. So those are 2 different ways you could not have to worry about going down the pre-orders list and then trying to figure out, like, okay, how many of these might still be for the shelf or might be for subscriptions instead.
So are you telling me that you, in fact, work up what will become the in-store weekly release list on Sundays, but don't give it to me until Tuesdays?
Do you want me to give it to you on Sundays?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as you do it, just send it to me.
Yeah, I mean, historically, I wouldn't. It used to always be Tuesdays, and I just carried over from that. Sure. Yeah, man, I'll send it to you Sunday.
It's funny how so many carved in stone weekly jobs have shifted their date of doing, not due date, but the date we do.
Sure. I mean, it's the routine of it. Like, sometimes it's just because it helps me remember it. If I start doing things in a different order, I'm more likely to forget it. I will try to remember, though.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Remind me on Sunday if you don't get it by, like, you'd get it later in the day on Sunday.
Sure. I mean, I honestly probably wouldn't do anything with it till Monday.
But still,
but it'd be nice to have it on Monday as opposed to Tuesday.
And you can Sunday night even. If you don't get it by 5 o'clock on Sunday, text me and be like, hey, I thought you were going to send me that. And I'll scan it and send it to you real fast. Because otherwise, like, I don't necessarily do it first thing in the day on Sundays. Like,
yeah, sure. And I wouldn't hold like,
but I do get
you do it first day. You send it first thing on Tuesday.
Yeah, because usually by that point it's been done for a couple of days. The only weird thing, and this shouldn't matter, I don't think anyone's going to care. Frequently, we don't get new manga in until Monday. We don't necessarily know what that's going to be until we get it in.
Yeah,
but in that case, it's just a couple volumes of things, and I don't think the manga audience is even aware that we have a new next week list or weekly emails or anything like that. They don't know or care.
Look at the Hulk statue. The Great Hulk statue?
Oh, sure.
Lionel Yu.
Yeah, I can see it.
The way the sunlight hits it, it looks exactly like a Lionel Yu drawing.
Do you know who actually designed it?
Same guy that did everybody, right? On that shelf? No?
Eddie Granov did the Avengers.
Okay.
Dale Keown did the Defenders.
Okay.
That's why, like, if you look at the stuff on Luke Cage's shirt.
Luke Cage exactly looks like Dale Keown.
Yeah. Dale Keown drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about Daredevil?
Also I believe Dale Keown. He did Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Daredevil. Eddie Granoff did the Avengers and the X-Men. And then somebody else, I think, maybe Eddie Granoff also did the second wave of Avengers, which included Black Panther and Captain Marvel. I don't know for sure, though. I don't remember. It's been a while. I looked briefly into seeing if I could sell these, because I had them forever, and a lot of the designs are super out of date.
Oh, yeah. That Wolverine costume should never have been made into a statue.
It sucks that that was the window where they were making that one.
Yeah.
It's the terrible Paul Cornell era costume. I don't remember who the artist was. Was it Stegman?
Yes, it was.
These go for nothing. Even if I had the boxes, which I have long since gotten rid of, because there were a million boxes.
Sure.
These Kotobukiya Artifacts Plus 1/10 scale statues, there's like one or two that might go for like $40 or $50. Most of them you can't even sell. So it's like, it's not even worth it to list them.
And you have a full collection, including duplicates.
I have a full collection. I have all the colorways and all the variations and stuff. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. I guess I have these forever now. There's no value in them, and I don't just want to throw them away. So I guess I have them forever.
Who designed the spiders?
I don't remember.
It was one person.
It probably was. Yeah, I assume it was. I don't remember. You might have the boxes for your spiders.
I do.
You could probably check. Yeah, I don't recall. I think it was somebody good though. I like the spider designs. I think they're good poses and stuff.
Yeah, I have 3 to your 1, 2, 3, well, 5, 6.
So you're not a lunatic who has to collect the entire line, which means you have to get Carnage, who you hate, and Venom, who you hate, and Agent Venom, who you could not care less about. I do not have a complete set of the Spiders ones because I'm almost positive they did an Agent Anti-Venom. And I was like, that's the line. I can't do it. I cannot go at an Agent Anti-Venom. We're not doing this.
That would be such a horrible birthday present for you.
Yeah, I mean,
complete the set of a thing you hate.
But like, that honestly did help me out on one holiday, I think. You got me one of the Deadpool variations, like the inverted color Deadpools. And it's like, I wanted to get all the Deadpools, but I did not want to buy all the Deadpools. So it was like, here you go, Merry Christmas. And it's like, oh, this is great, actually. This is the last one I needed. And now I don't have to buy it.
And I think I had to track that Iron Fist down for you, or...
Iron Fist was a tricky one because that was one that Diamond, back in the days where Diamond still got stuff, never got that one. And they never canceled it. So I think I ended up buying it. Maybe you bought it, or...
Yeah, I know. Here's what happened.
Yeah.
We both bought it.
Yeah.
And I got real mad.
Because I think I bought it at the show.
Because you said, you can't find it, and I don't need it. I'm just not going to buy it. So I'm like, great, I'll buy it. So I bought it. So it was leading up to a birthday or a holiday.
Yeah.
And then you bought it, and I'm like, you fuck.
Son of a bitch. Yeah.
I think I just brought mine into the store.
Probably. Yeah, that was one that I remember specifically being I was getting all these from Diamond. I've got dozens of these from Diamond. Diamond just didn't get this one, which was a real, again, even before Diamond was gone or hobbled or all of the various phases of Diamond being kind of an annoyance in the industry. One of the biggest problems I had as a collector and a store owner with Diamond is that Diamond would frequently take orders for specialty items, toys, statues, whatever, and you'd get them in on time, and then they would just never show up. And sometimes it would be a thing where they canceled it and never told you. But frequently it would just be a thing where it's like, no, it's just an open order for 5 years. And it's like, well, the thing came out 3 years ago. I don't know where you're sourcing it from on year 5. Like, that seems insane. And yet you would talk to Diamond and it's like, no, they didn't cancel it yet. They would just never get it. It would just never happen.
There were even rarer, dumber situations where it came out, people got theirs, you just didn't get, like, we didn't get ours.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't we? And Diamond would be like, yeah, that's right. You ordered this on time and it just never filled. And it came out and we sent it out to people. And for whatever reason, you didn't get one. Oh, well.
Yeah. And even back when we would have reps before they got rid of reps, you talk to your rep and your rep would be like, oh, I'll send it up the chain. And you would rarely get a response. Like, no one ever seemed to have an answer for, I ordered it before your deadline. You confirmed it. I never got it. And sometimes no one got it. So what is the deal? Like, and again, just the basic, like, could you just tell me I'm not getting it? And then, like, this, so a lot of this stuff was just for me. So it's like, well, I'll go source it someplace else. But what if this was for a customer?
So
what if someone's asking me, hey, you told me I was getting this thing from you and now it's everywhere and I'm missing the chance to get it. Am I getting it or not? And I would be able to tell them nothing. I'd be able to tell them that, I don't know. I talked to our vendor. I have no idea. So maybe they cancel it with me, and maybe then they go get it someplace else, and then maybe it shows up from Diamond 5 months later, and it's like, well, that guy doesn't want it now. What am I going to do?
That's kind of happening now with Lunar. There's a Jack Kirby Eternals art book that, did I say Lunar? I think I maybe PRH.
I mean, there's Lunar stuff too. There's a real quick aside. We never got last month's Transformers 1 in 25 variant. They just, the week it was supposed to come out, it was like, nope, they crossed it off on the pick ticket. You're not getting it. Like, okay, well, they couldn't find it. Whatever, we'll get it next week. And then for the next 3 weeks, crossed off on the pick ticket. Never found it. The new issue of Crickets, I think we were supposed to get.
Yeah.
And again, every week just crossed off on the list. And it's like, so do you have it or do you not have it?
Remember that happened with that I Love Petting Dogs sticker book?
I do, yeah.
Each week, it was just cross off the pick ticket, cross off the pick ticket, cross off. And it would be on the invoice, so we list it. After 3 weeks, I'm like, I'm never listing this book again.
Yeah, and it happens a lot with Lunar with shortage replacements. We were shorted 17 copies of
Batman.
The Absolute Batman crossover issue with Wonder Woman. We reported it right away, and of course, the Lunar had none to send us. So for a couple weeks, we would get a notification saying, oh, you're getting it with the next shipment. And then the shipment would go out, and then they'd say, no, it's not in the shipment. We didn't have it. But next week you're getting it. And then eventually they just gave up on that.
But specifically the Jack Kirby Eternals art book thing.
Where's that coming out from? Dark Horse maybe?
No, I think it was IDW actually.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, it came out a while ago.
Yeah.
And myself and another subscriber had pre-ordered it.
Yeah.
And it's still active on our accounts.
Yeah.
But if you look it up, it's like, no, that book came out like in 2024.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Does it list it as like in stock? I mean, do we need to order some from whoever?
As I recall, it is unavailable to order.
Okay. Weird.
Otherwise I would have. But I'm not that concerned. It's like, I didn't need this book.
Sure. It's just Eternals.
But it's so, like, how does this happen? I don't get it.
Yeah. I mean, certainly like that is one of the most difficult things right now in comics retail is making sure you get everything for all the people because everything's everywhere and everyone has different systems. And I know for me, like one of the problems that I'm trying to stay on top of is our Viz subscriptions, because with Viz data not being in Managed Comics, I have to be like more hands-on with that. And even when we get in, I can't put it on people's account because it wasn't received through Managed Comics. It's just a thing in Shopify. So that's kind of screwing up some of our Shopify inventory because we have, copies of Chainsaw Man that are sitting in people's boxes. And I don't want to have to make a draft order for it and everything else. So it's just literally sitting in people's boxes while still active as inventory on our shelves. But we don't have it on the shelves. We have it in the box behind the counter. And
that's also because people that subscribe to manga don't necessarily come in weekly looking for their manga.
Right. And that also means that because we don't receive it through Managed Comics, because Managed Comics doesn't have that data,
they don't get a list saying it.
They don't get an email saying that the new volume of Don is in stock or whatever. And the additional kind of downstream effect of that is that with no data being in the system, we can't sign people up for new series and stuff. So thankfully in quotes, we don't have a lot of manga subscribers and people are not approaching us to pre-order and subscribe to new manga series. I really wish they would, but now I guess it's a good thing they don't because I can't do anything with that.
Yeah.
Like if someone's like, sign me up for Kingdom, it's like, I don't know if Kingdom's in Managed Comics database because might be after Diamond stopped supplying data.
And I do know that Managed Comics has been actively trying to get Simon & Schuster to give them the data for this to make it.
I believe it.
Yeah. So it's not their fault.
No, and I certainly don't mean to say it as to blame any.
I don't think you did. I was just trying to get that out there right away.
But it is a general problem that we don't have like one of the largest publishers in comics in the world in our Managed Comics database, which because Managed Comics is such a great tool to be able to leverage people's interest in stuff and get them to sign up for it as a pre-order or subscription. And I can't do that for Viz Manga.
Nope.
But hopefully that'll change later this year. I know that Lunar has said that they want to get Viz on board. I know Viz has said they want to get on board with Lunar. They want to be back at the direct market a little bit more reliably. But I mean, as we've seen with some of the other publishers that Lunar brings on board, like Scholastic and Abrams,
it's a slow rollout to get the back rollout. It's the new stuff, which is great.
Yeah. Like,
if I was going to pick one, give me the new stuff first, I guess.
But that's the thing. I think with like Scholastic, I've been kind of disappointed that like now they start having some of the new stuff, but at first it was like, it was 5 volumes of Amulet. And it's like, that's great. I'm glad that that's available for people that need to restock and don't have a Scholastic account. But holy shit, I'd rather you put in like the new volume of Wings of Fire or whatever. Like that would be way cooler. So yeah,
Hardcover or softcover?
Hardcover. No, softcover. I was going through.
I brought that up because we did have a hardcover mishap with Wings of Fire.
I was going through Edelweiss to look at the Scholastic catalog for some upcoming months, and I saw New Wings of Fire volume, and I'm like, holy shit, that's coming out real soon. And how did I miss it before? Then I have the hardcover, like, okay, where's the soft cover? And so I reshuffled like the data multiple different ways. I'm like, why am I not seeing the soft cover? Oh, this is the Wings of Fire novel, not the Wings of Fire graphic novel. The novel's only doing a hardcover. Okay, great, we're done. Good thing I figured that out, or I would have ordered 5 copies of the hardcover of the Prose Wings of Fire series that we do not stock.
You know, the source material.
This doesn't have pictures in it. Throw it in the garbage.
Garbage with pictures. That being said, you did say garbage, so we do have some new 100% soft designs coming in for enamel pins.
Do we really?
Some garbage fire pins.
So can we not get any of the Marvel stuff from them?
Correct.
Because they have a new trash fire thing.
Oh, no, we're getting that.
The Ghost Rider?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We can't get their pin.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it was all the merch or just the pin.
So that's why this order started, because I'm like, oh, I want this Ghost Rider dumpster fire. But they have specific quantity minimums per item.
Oh, okay.
And specific dollar minimums per order.
Sure.
So I did the number we had to get for the Ghost Rider trash fires.
Okay.
Which is a little bit more than we'd place.
Yeah, I mean, a few years ago, but now I'm like, I think they'll go.
And then I'm like, you know what? Just to boost this order up a little bit, I'm going to get a box of the blind box Kaiju Kitties.
Cool.
Submitted that order. Get an email the next day. There was nowhere near enough. We're off. We're off. So I'm like, all right, well, let me jump, like throw some more things on to get it. But we got there.
That's good.
And also, good news is that they now allow ACH payments.
Oh, okay.
And they use Zelle.
Okay.
So we can pay 100% off with Zelle.
Great.
And not have any transactional fees.
Nice.
Yeah.
I really wish I could get Marvel pins from them.
I do. Stair Marvel pins are so good.
They're so good. That was honestly one of the main reasons why we opened an account was we'd seen all of their very cool Marvel designs at New York Comic Con and we're like, oh man, we got to stock more of these.
Yeah.
And then we opened an account and we're like, oh, you can't get the Marvel ones. Like, thanks.
Yeah.
Super cool. 100% cool.
So I want to talk about a program I started using for social media management. It's called Content 360.
Which also sounds like a management team.
Yeah.
Like a crisis management team. Content 360.
This is not a paid advertisement. This isn't necessarily an advertisement at all.
It's not an endorsement, is that what I'm going to hear?
I'm still using it. So it was
endorsement. I'm still using.
I kept. Yep.
Contest of Challengers, a podcast.
It's a platform where you make a post and it sends it to all of your social accounts, right? And that includes which ones, Dale? For us, since you're so active on the socials,
it's what I'm most known for within the Challengers: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook.
You see the faces he's making as he's saying these names.
Blue Sky. Understand that every social platform that I list has a question mark at the end. Twitter.
You know what?
LinkedIn.
Twitter has such. Yeah, you're doing great.
I did somewhere right.
You could Vine. You forgot Threads.
Tout. Friendster.
MySpace, of course. So it's way too complicated of a process to connect to X, and also who gives a shit about X anymore?
Not me.
So we don't do that. But everything else you mentioned, except for Vine and Tout.
I said those so seriously.
I know.
They're coming back, Patrick. What was it a Hive or Buzz, or what was one of the first Twitter's too broken, we need an alternative? People jumped.
Yeah, was it Hive? It was definitely B-related.
Yeah, it was B-related.
Not to be confused with Bumble. It's a whole different site.
Right, that's why I didn't say that. Can we post our various videos and stuff to Bumble?
But there was is that I don't know if that would get the response we want, or maybe it would get the response we want. I don't.
Interesting.
And then there was it Mastodon?
Is this video about comic books flirting with me? Is that what's happening?
Let me open this blind bag.
I'm going to read some Amazing Spider-Man stuff in a very sensual way.
Stop it. That's still going to happen. Still going to happen. So Content 360 is it's you may have seen it, not you, Dal, but you, listener, in your social feeds at some point because it's a huge blitzing ad campaign. But it was a $67 lifetime buy-in, right?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I love being able to own software or a license instead of having to continuously relicense it.
Right. Well, this is like, hey, it's still in beta. This is that kind of thing. Or not. I don't know. I think that's just part of the scam. I think that's just part of the marketing. I don't mean scam. I just mean
you said
it's like to get you to buy it. And I figured, well, if this one exists, other ones exist. Let me look around. I'm like, you know what? This was the first one I saw. This one seems intuitive and it seems to do like what I want it to do. So I'll bite. And if it sucks, I blew $67.
Which sounds like a lot of your justifications when buying something you've seen advertised on a social media network.
Yeah, so long as it's a small buy-in.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I am still currently using Content 360, but I'm going to talk about the issues I have with it. So it's basically a website. It's not an app. It's a website. You have to go to your dashboard online, and you can do it on your phone or you can do it on your desktop, but it seems to have problems working off the phone.
Really? And through the phone, you're just doing it through like Chrome or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Or Safari, I guess.
Yeah. Actually, for me, it's Chrome.
I use Chrome as well.
Yeah.
I feel really weird sometimes about how many Google apps I use, despite only using Apple devices and the Apple ecosystem. It's like, Google makes a whole like phone. Like you could just buy a Google phone.
Yeah, but does Apple make it their own email client?
They do. Yeah, it's called Mail. I don't use it.
I don't use it either.
But you could set all that up. But and I did when I first got an iPhone, which is when they first made an iPhone, and I was using Mail and everything else. But then Google did all their apps and stuff, and I was like, oh, I'm already using like a Google Mail client on my desktop for all my business stuff, and I'm using Chrome exclusively to browse the web. Like, why would I not use the same versions? And especially because since I'm logged in on both of those, there's continuity between them, and there would be. But I don't use, again, I have a Mac. I don't use Safari on my Mac. I use Chrome.
Sure.
I feel so done with it. It's like I like the hardware and I like the operating system. I just don't like the individual apps within it. Those are like, no, we're done with those.
That's fair.
It's not. It's stupid. It's a huge waste.
I don't know. Since so much of what I do for the store is on Chrome, it's good that we're both on the same system.
I guess. I mean, there's been times where you and I both use Apple Music, and people will mention Spotify, and it's like, oh, I can't help you with, like, I can't share a playlist, or I can't send you a song I'm listening to because you don't have Apple Music and I don't have Spotify. So this is just, we're just shouting half to each other.
I still will complain briefly about Apple Music because not quite 2 years ago now, when the Divorce Gun released an EP, and we got it up on over 60, this is a true number, 60 streaming sites, except Apple Music.
It sucks.
Apple rejected it 3 different times, never saying why.
It's weird.
So it's like, well, what do you think is wrong? Try and fix something. Our previous album is up there just fine. And for a brief window, you could have used any song from that Divorce Gun EP for Instagram accounts.
Weird.
And I did regularly. But for some reason, it's gone now, or maybe it only had like a 6-month or 1-year contract. So when you pull up those old posts, there's no music. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Content 360. And so you're going to post something. So first you click on what sites you want it to go to.
Okay. These are like flag them on. Okay.
Yeah.
These are the 6 of the 12 sites that I use that I'm going to post this to.
And then there's the text block at the bottom. Then you can upload things to it, right?
Like photos and videos and stuff?
Yes, photos and videos. The problem is every site has its own rules for what it'll take. For example,
like how long a video can be, or what format a photo needs,
or how many photos you can have per post.
Sure.
That's the big one.
Yeah.
Because Instagram, you can have 20.
Really?
Yeah.
In a single post? Wow.
Blue Sky or Twitter, you could have 4.
Okay.
So, and then you can't post photos and videos.
Mm.
You know, Instagram, you can post photos or you can post videos. Or actually, Facebook doesn't let you do photos and videos together. So those are separate posts. And Instagram, whatever format your first thing is what everything else is.
Okay.
So if you don't like that, that's why I've told you before, like, yo, you have to hold the camera this way for the photos, but this way
for
video.
landscape. It has to be landscape the whole way through. It can't be landscape and then a portrait.
Yes. Things like that. So you can have groups. You can put together your own little categories of, I have them broken down by, like, if I have a single photo, it can go to all these sites. If I have 4 photos, it can go to these sites. If I have, over 4 photos, it's only these 2 sites, that kind of a thing, right?
Right.
And then this is the video one, but not Instagram. Because if you're posting a video Instagram through Content 360, it makes it a reel, not a post. And I prefer our videos to be posts, not reels.
Can I ask why? Is there a short answer?
Yeah, reels go to a different place.
Are more people on the reels part than they are on the other?
It's not. It's how it surfaces it.
Okay, but
like when you go to our
like a different
if you go to our page, you don't see the reels until you go looking for reels. It's not on the main grid. But also, reels have to be under 3 minutes.
Okay.
So we do reels, but using your phone is the easiest way to create this content. You take the photos on your phone, you do videos on your phone.
Yeah, the whole ecosystem is built around people having phones in their hands all the time.
Content 360 doesn't accept .mov files, which are the videos that
your iPhone takes.
Yes.
Yep.
So what I have to do is I get the video from you, then I upload it to Dropbox, then I bring it from Dropbox into a NCH software program called Prism to convert it to MP4.
Okay.
Then I can upload it.
That's so dumb.
But also, I found that I'm having trouble with the photos. So every photo that either I take or you take, I then have to screenshot it on my phone to make it small enough for it to upload faster. So I have to screenshot it and edit it.
Okay.
Which is stupid extra steps.
Sure.
But when I do that and I do everything from a desktop, it goes smoother.
Right.
However, you can't auto change everything. Like when you're posting things on TikTok, you have to say, who's the audience for this? Can they like, comment, and share, or whatever they call it when they work with it? They can
remix.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So you have to do that every time. When I post photos to Instagram, most people post photos to Instagram. You pick music for the background. You can't do that with Content 360.
Okay.
So all the Instagram photo posts are just silent.
Okay.
And of course, statistics show that the ones with music have a higher like rate.
Sure.
And usually, the Instagram videos still need to be posted directly to Instagram, not through Content 360.
Sounds inefficient.
Oftentimes, even when you give me a video that is under the 3-minute time limit, it's a larger file size than, even when I've converted it.
Crazy.
It's too big of a file size to do it. And I think that's not an Instagram thing. I think it's a Content 360 thing.
Probably.
So I'm still having to do a separate Instagram video post. But what I used to have to do was post, because we on Tuesday nights, we do the posts of the photos of the new release wall, and then the posts of the video.
Right.
But that would be posting to, the photos go to Instagram, to Facebook, to LinkedIn, to Blue Sky. I would sometimes do it to X just because it's on a desktop. That's
sure.
So it's 5 separate posts.
Yeah.
And then there would be the video ones that have to go also to YouTube.
Sure.
Also to TikTok and things like that. So this does eliminate all the extra posting, but the posts aren't as good because A, it doesn't have music in the photos.
Sure.
B, there's limitations. And now C, the thing that I was trying to explain to you yesterday, Content 360 will say, yes, we've uploaded this post to these 4 social media sites.
Right.
And then I can't find them. Like, I still can't find this week's new release wall video on Facebook, even though it says, oh, no, we put it up on Facebook. And I couldn't find it on YouTube because it doesn't go to our YouTube channel because it goes into shorts because it's a shorter video.
Okay. It is.
Which, I mean, great, but it doesn't, some of those don't surface to our channel. Some of them surface to shorts, some of them surface to our page. And I don't understand the difference. And the point of this is to make life easier for me, not to be more confusing.
It definitely seems like it is not doing 100% of its job.
And for me to have to spend all this time looking to be like, where did this video go? Why can't I see it? Did it even post? That's not saving me time.
Nope.
But the sheer fact that I have to screenshot all the photos to make them smaller.
So dumb.
And to convert the, like, how do you not use
I mean, just basically, like, why can't you do any of this on your phone? Like, the fact that they don't have, like, an app or something is like, you understand that everyone's posting to social media through their phone, right? The fact that you have to go to, like, either, like, a web page on your phone or, like, a web page on your desktop is counterintuitive. Like, that's not how this should work at all.
And there are nights that I'm not home on a Tuesday night.
Sure.
And I need to post this whenever I'm out.
Yeah, this seems like a bad program. Like, there's probably a better program out there that actually has, like, an app that you will have on your phone that will just do all of these things that you're supposed to do.
But now that I spent $67 of the store's money on it, I'm like, no, I'm still using this.
Yeah, but I feel like you got $67 worth of value out of it. Like, if this was like day 2, I'd be like, maybe keep at it for a little bit and see if there's a workaround. But if you've been using it for weeks, I don't know, man, you got $67 worth of value out of it. Like, try something else. There's got to be a trial someplace for something that you can use for a week and figure out if it's like a better service.
Maybe.
Yeah, there's got to be an app.
There's always an app. I don't like having to look for these things.
I understand. I wouldn't either.
This one came to me, as it were.
I wish they would have spent less money on advertising and more money on making their application.
I see their ads everywhere now.
Yeah. That definitely seems like a company that maybe doesn't have a good product, but does have a lot of money in advertising.
The main guy, I don't know his name, and even if I did remember, I wouldn't say it. I probably would. I don't care. I guess he does this, like, he develops a lotto. He's also the 360th Conrad 10 in his family's timeline.
Yeah.
His lineage.
Yeah. So many sons.
But apparently he creates a lot of these, I don't want to say apps, but web programs.
Yeah. I usually that's what happens. Somebody makes one thing and then they make a slight offshoot of it and they make another thing for part of that audience or whatever.
Rotate that arm. Okay. Yeah, there's a sunlight reflection. There it is. It's like a cat going after a laser pointer, trying to get in my eye. There you go.
I did it.
I'm blind. Dale's using his watch to reflect sunlight into my
Apple Watch. You know, Google probably makes a watch too.
Sure they do. But can it test your blood sugar?
I don't know if this one can. I mean, maybe it can.
New ones can, yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I don't have the highest end one. I don't need that level of electronics in my life.
That's fair. One of the things that I was going to say complain about, but honestly, that list is ever growing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working very hard to let go of the things I can't change, which is everything that happens in the comics industry.
Sure.
I can't, like, Fridays, I hate Fridays.
I know.
But that's just the way the industry is now. I can't change it.
Nope. I
can't change it. Like, the way around it is like, oh, have 4 staff members in on Fridays. That's dumb.
I don't know if it's that dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, it's arguably is worthwhile. Like, so one of the things we've complained about in regards to how deliveries are done in the industry is that they're not necessarily reliable. While Penguin Random House is always Fridays, it's not always Fridays if there's a Monday holiday, in which case it could be Wednesday or Thursday. Lunar is usually Fridays now, but again, could be Thursday, could be Monday if things are running real late. So
I don't want to worry you. They
shipped out yet?
It hasn't shipped out yet.
Yeah, it's not unusual.
To be loved by anyone.
But as a result, like the idea of like, oh, we'll just staff up on Fridays to make sure that Patrick isn't, Patrick and Gina or Patrick and Kate aren't, neck deep in boxes the entire day. Well, what happens the week where Lunar comes in on Thursday? Now there's not as much work to do and you've got all these people on staff. What happens when it's a holiday and Penguin Random House comes in on a Thursday or a Wednesday?
Oh, on those days, I'm happy.
I guess. Because I don't love the alternative of basically having to tell people who are scheduled, like, hey, there's not enough work for you today. You don't get to come in. And then it's like, well, they were maybe counting on coming in or maybe not. With our staff, I don't think a lot of people would mind a whole lot if we went, hey, there's nothing for you today. You got the day off. But it's still not great to do.
This is a quick divergence, but what about you getting somebody back on Sundays? Okay. If you don't think you need it. Okay.
Well, I see what happens in the summer.
I'm not saying for the amount of work you have to do.
Uh-huh.
I'm saying for the amount of people that come in.
And that's the thing. Like, we'll see. Like, if I start to see stuff in the spring and summer where it's like, oh no, then maybe we think about that.
Okay.
I'm not opposed to it, but it's just, I would need to see it more reliably busy for me to be able to say, yes, this is worth doing.
Sure. Got it.
But I have been thinking about that as far as Sundays go.
And we have somebody.
Sure. Yeah, again, I'm not opposed to it. I just...
You don't want it to be a waste of their time.
Correct. And I mean, just for me, like one of the things I like the least is let me come up with something for you to do, because the thing that you would normally do, there's no one here, or this project is done already, or whatever. So like, yeah, I will think about it over the springtime, and we'll see if it's something we need to move to in the summertime.
Okay. Well, a few minutes earlier, you used the phrase neck deep in boxes, which is the perfect segue for what I wanted to talk.
I thought you were going to say is also a divorce kind of song title, but I didn't.
Can't be.
Yeah.
It's no secret that we spend so much of our time cutting up boxes for recycling.
We really do.
And it's because there's so many shipments, so many deliveries, and everybody packs things differently, and everything is a box within a box, that kind of a thing. But what I've noticed lately from Lunar is that, like, the Lunar shipments are just getting bigger and bigger.
Like the amount of product we get in on a weekly basis?
The amount of boxes we get in on a weekly basis.
It's true.
And yeah, the product, yeah, they're getting more people, like perhaps Viz.
Sure.
Or losing Oni or what have you. But one of the things I noticed a few weeks ago, and I remember we'd get like 4 to 6 Lunar boxes in the past, and now it's like routinely up to 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you right now, there's stores listening saying that's all you get.
Yeah, we're not the biggest shop in the
Sorry, All-Star, your shipments are always bigger than ours.
Yeah, I'm sure there's stores out there that get literal pallets every week. It's like, that's not us.
But what I've noticed, and I don't know, I assume this is like a specific procedure they have moving forward, is that their boxes have about 3 inches of empty space from the top down.
I feel like that's always been the case.
I don't remember.
I definitely remember opening plenty of Lunar new boxes, like new product for the next week. And there would be like, not a third, but like maybe a fifth to a quarter of the box would just be like bubble wrap. And then you'd get to the books. And I think that feels like to keep the books in good shape. Like that seems like a decision they made at a logistical level.
Okay, but as someone who opens way more Lunar boxes than you do with new product.
Now, yes.
When Lunar was first a thing, they'd fill it much higher to the top. But anyway, so I started measuring, and it's 3 inches.
Okay.
Of the box that is not...
It's bubble wrap.
Yeah.
Instead of product.
Yeah. And look, on the one hand, as someone who's lifting all these boxes... I appreciate it, because most of those boxes, like what I'll do is...
Diamond used to go all the way to the top, and those things would be 60 pounds.
Right. So what I do is when I open the Lunar exterior box, take out the side flaps.
Yep.
Then there's 2 inner boxes. So what I do is I just quickly cut the gap right in the middle of where the side flaps fold down. like the inner flaps are down and then the front flaps are out. So that gap right in the middle between the two side flaps,
Okay.
I just cut that real quick, and that's my handle. And I just grab the box and lift it up and put it on the table.
Interesting. So what I usually do.
Hold on.
Okay.
And I can do that with these boxes.
Sure.
But when they're filled higher than that and you go to grab them, the tape will always break.
Sure. Makes sense.
So on the one hand, I appreciate that I can lift the boxes easier, the full boxes, and I can just grab those out one-handed and do that. But I hate cutting up all the extra boxes.
Sure. My process is different.
Go figure.
If I have 6 big exterior Lunar boxes, the first thing I'll do is I will, take one of the big exterior boxes, cut off the tape, open the box, take out the spacers on the side, and then take out the inner boxes and stack them up along a different side. And then I will cut up the exterior box, flatten it, move on to the next one. So I won't even open any boxes with product until all of the inner boxes are taken out of the exterior boxes. So then I'll have a stack of 12 inner boxes and I can just work with those.
Yeah, I do 2 at a time.
That's how I do it.
Then cut the box up and put it between Deadpool and the wall.
Mm.
And then as I shorten the inner boxes, those go between his legs.
Sure.
But so I'll take a box out, take everything out of the box, stand it up, face it the same way, alphabetize that box, and then do that, but then condense them as I go.
Sure.
And then when all of the inner boxes are out and the books are all standing up, facing the same way, and each box is alphabetized by itself, then I start going out through the invoice and putting them in the proper order altogether.
Sure.
And counting them in. That's my process.
Good process.
But yeah, the point I wanted to make was the 3 inches of depth at the top of the boxes. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying I like it on one hand and I don't like it on the other hand.
It definitely feels like there are more boxes because of the amount of bubble wrap space that they have instead of product.
And just the amount of bubble wrap we have to cut up. And we cut it up because we're not going to put that in a recycling bin full. And there's so many more boxes to cut, and there's so many more. Just like when a 9-box Lunar shipment comes in, you look at that and go, that's hours of work.
Yep.
But if that was only 6 boxes, like, oh, I can do this in an hour and a half.
Yeah, although ironically, if you did it the other way around, like if you pack the boxes more full, then it'd be the same amount of space. Like while it would be 6 boxes and 9 boxes, the amount of time you'd be saving would not be as much as you think it would. Because,
yeah, but it's a psychological.
I get it.
Savings. And again, I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm saying that I don't like part of it. I don't like the wastefulness of it.
Yeah. It's a lot.
That's the thing. Since the pandemic, we've been saying, and since obviously the opening of PRH and Lunar as comic distribution choices, the amount of trash we get or recycling and boxes and packing and all that stuff has tripled.
Oh my God, it's so big. It's such a mountain of cardboard that we throw away now.
It is. And the amount of time I spend on Fridays and Wednesdays cutting things up is just a lot.
It's a lot. Me too.
And it's like you can't do a lot of it because you're by yourself.
And there's always somebody in the hallway.
Yeah. And there's already somebody in the store that, you got to be in the back hallway. And then when the recycling is overflowing like it was yesterday, then you have to make a judgment call. It's frustrating.
Yep.
But it's also not going to change.
No. If anything, it's only going to get worse because we're getting, hopefully, more product in because we're selling more books and more people are shopping with us. And these are all good problems to have, but they're still problems to have.
And who would have ever thought that in the realm of running a comic book retail store, you'd have to put so much thought into just the management of the books. Like we, as a store, for the first 12 years we were open, never had to worry about storage of new product. We got our supplies shipped to us weekly, so we would order a week's worth of comics bags, boards, and boxes.
And stuff was never really out of stock. Like there was never a point where we can't get current bags. So you would just basically order to have enough for a week.
Yeah.
Or enough to fill your display for a week. You wouldn't have to worry about like, well, we better stock up on this because it might be unavailable for weeks or months at a time, and we need to have weeks or months worth of product in the store.
Yeah. But more than that, you have to have all of next week's books somewhere on the premises.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's, again, a thing that other stores that are maybe listening to this are like, well, you just put them in your back room. And it's like, well, not every store has a huge back room that they can store stuff in. Like, there's definitely shops in the city that lack storage space because that's just how buildings are built and how much square footage you can pay for and, you know, all of that stuff.
Dal, do you remember in the old days of Challengers where underneath the front tables was nothing?
I dimly recall that.
Yeah. Now there's so much stuff.
So much stuff always.
Like, even though we have an outside warehouse of...
Should we do tablecloths to cover some of that stuff up? That we're thinking about?
Okay, if we do, they're going to be branded. We're going to pay for branded tablecloths.
Do you think that'd be worth it? Do you think it'd be cool?
I think it'd be cool.
Yeah.
I think they get ruined from water dripping from the ceiling, but also...
Then I wouldn't pay too much.
Then we can reuse them if we ever do exterior events or... Like, I've always wanted to have the signing tablecloths, but a lot of creators have their own.
Yeah.
And also, we use the little 2-foot by 4-foot tables.
Uh-huh.
And it's not worth getting tablecloths just for that size, because whenever we want a tablecloth in the wild, it would be, you know, a 6-foot table.
Sure.
At least.
Sure.
Yeah. But I mean, I always look into that stuff, but I've never actually priced it out.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, but also tablecloths would just get in our way, and I'm sure nobody sees it.
And that's the thing. Like, I don't really care about having product under the table. There's occasionally times where it's like, doesn't look great, or people think they can buy that stuff, but it's few and far between. And again, like the amount of time that we have to get under the table really quick and grab stuff to be like, let me flip this tablecloth up and it's getting in my way. Like, so yeah, I think it could be kind of neat, and I think it could be visually pleasing, but it's also, again, probably something most people don't notice or care about, and we might be annoyed by it. So
it is always fun to me. Every once in a while, I'll see a customer get on their hands and knees and crawl under the bag and board restock to get some bags of boards. You say, excuse me, they're out for sale down there.
Mm-hmm.
This is just overflow.
Yeah.
This is so, you know, we can only fit, you know, 10 or 12.
Do you think this is how we sell all of our supplies?
Yeah.
It's in unlabeled stacks underneath a table?
Yeah.
That's not how we do things.
But, you know, back in the day, when we first started getting deliverance early, we would put the boxes under the front tables or up on the bookshelf.
Yeah, we would get 2 Lunar boxes because it was just DC.
Yeah.
Or like just DC and Image.
But now we've had to come up with a way to store those books for the weekend or whatever. And recently we've had to literally double that.
Yeah. We'd bought these 4 shelf carts, and they came when we bought them. We had bought 2 because it came in a package of 2. So it was like, all right, well, we have a second one.
We didn't know that.
Right. So we have a second one we don't need, like, but we have it. So we have it. Now we need it every single week.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
What used to, between Lunar and PRH and Diamond, fit on one 4-shelf cart. Now we pretty much always need the second cart, at least for a couple shelves, sometimes for all 4. Like
sometimes there's overflow when it's like a catalog week.
Yeah. It's been crazy. I know we're going to need every single shelf for Superman Spider-Man week and Spider-Man Superman week.
Very excited for that week, which is
2 weeks.
Yeah. Unpacking next week. My goodness. I'm curious to see how many people are going to have a ton of Superman Spider-Man covers at C2E2 since it's that week.
Yeah. I wonder how many people are going to be doing exclusive covers at all for that. I don't know how many people did it for,
like, I just meant like
Deadpool, man. Selling them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure probably a bunch. Sure. People selling sets of them. Like, again, our hope is that a lot of people who are going to come in on Free Comic Book Day or Comics Giveaway Day will be the audience for the 2 Marvel DC crossovers from this year and the 2 from last year, because they were not around when they came out and they only come in on Free Comic Book Day. So they're the target audience.
Right. Think of how many Batman Deadpools we're going to sell.
I hope a bunch.
Have to make a new display, a special display just for them.
What I might consider doing is just for Free Comic Book Day, changing over the first issue section to just like Spider-Man, Superman, Spider-Man, Deadpool, Batman, Deadpool.
Fine. I'm okay with that.
So we can display a bunch of the variant covers. We can have all the A covers and B covers. It's great. We'll do that. Plan on that.
A few weeks ago, I took a picture of a stack of new books. It was an image number 1, but it doesn't matter what it was, really. And you had a bad interaction with someone on eBay.
Oh, yeah.
Over their complaints of the condition of a book.
What a crybaby.
And basically, it was a brand new book that was perfectly sellable condition.
Yeah, it had never been bought. It had never been owned by anybody else. It was something that was on hold and then just never got picked up. So I was like, all right, put it on eBay.
And this person cried and called it a pre-sold book or something.
Yep. It says it was not pre-sold, but it clearly was. Clearly it was not, but that's fine. And just like looked at like a completely brand new, unread, off-the-shelf book as like, this is, I can't do anything with it.
I'm a reseller as well, and I could not sell this book.
Yeah. Which is another way of saying, like, this won't grade out high enough. Wah. Like, well, I never promised you a high-grade book. I promised you a near-mint, off-the-shelf book, and that's what you got.
So I took a stack of new books straight out of a Lunar box and just took a picture of the spines.
Yeah.
And they are exactly how that book was.
Yep. Which happens, I mean, basically, there's like, you can see it on any book that has a lot of pages and a regular non-cardstock cover. You might see like a little bit of the splitting in it, like just more like of the white paper underneath the printing, because you folded the paper and it's folded over too much interior paper and it splits a little bit. And it's just how paper works. And all of this stuff that people complain about, this is just the physical reality we live in. Like, the book was never meant to be every copy is 10.0. It's meant to be something that keeps all the pages together when you staple it. That's it. So the absurdity of this is a high-end collectible. It's not, man. It's a $3 or $4 comic book.
Yep.
Like, understand that this is, from its origination, trash culture. Like, you were supposed to throw it away when you're done with it. The idea of saving it forever is like a modern invention. So looking at these $3 and $4 comics as, this isn't pristine. How am I supposed to sell this? Why would I own this if it's not perfect? Because it's the comic book inside you're supposed to read, and then keep it or don't. Like, that's it. It's not a Fabergé egg.
All my Fabergé eggs have cracks in the spine.
Yeah.
So you can see the yolk from inside because you can see where the shell was stretched too far.
Yeah.
So this picture is just all like just a stack of these books and the spines where they all have that exact same. Calling it spine splitting sounds way too dramatic.
Right, and that's the thing. Like, any term you'd give it is like accurate, but also maybe a little too grandiose. Like,
yeah,
it's just like, it's not even shelfware. It's just
it's the way the books come from the printer.
The cover got folded around the book to be stapled.
Yeah,
and this is what it looks like.
It's so like,
can't do it another way.
The point of my photo, and I've never done anything with it, and maybe I'll use it for this, I'm not sure.
Right.
Is that this is how the books are when they come out of the box. This is normal. This is fine. These are infinitely sellable books. I would have no problem selling this to anybody.
Right. But the problem is we look at it as a comic book, not as a collectible.
Right.
As a collectible, it's worthless. It's garbage. This will not grade out high enough. Throw it away. But as a comic book, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's brand new. It's fresh out of the box. It's not going to get better than that. But sometimes you try telling people that, and it's like, look, they all look like this. They do not all look like this. Do you want me to send you a picture of the 18 copies I have that look exactly like this? They do.
There was, I can't remember what book it was, but a month or so ago, there was a Marvel book that had a problem with the center fold.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Avengers? It was Avengers.
I think you're right.
And basically, the middle page was not stapled in every book, or it came out or whatever. And somebody came back and said, hey, I bought this book and the centerpiece came out. And I'm like, yes, it did. And that happened to literally every copy.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the deal. We can give you your money back for this. We cannot replace it because the replacement will be the exact same.
Yeah, there's no good copies. They're all like this.
Yeah, but it's like, oh, because it happened when I was reading my copy. I'm like, oh, this came out. Like, huh. But then I realized, because I thought, I guess I just turned the page too forcefully or whatever. Really excited, really event reading those, just turning those pages when I'm reading this book. Just which going to be okay? But it's like, yeah, it's like, and he's like, oh, then I'll just keep it.
Yeah.
Because you know why? Because he wanted to have it, and he read it, and
And you don't have a defective copy. You have
the copy,
a regular copy.
Yeah.
That's defective.
So while this slight spine wear is in a different position on every book, it's still there.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with your book. Your book is fine. Is it a 10.0? No. Guess what? No book is 10.0.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, some rare books are, but no book comes. 99% of the books that come out of the boxes are nowhere near 10.0.
Yeah. And this is the thing that I've had to think about and talk about for decades. Understand the life cycle of a comic book. A comic book comes off of the printer. It's packed in a box. That box gets sent to a distributor. The distributor cracks open those boxes, sorts those comics out, and individually repacks them to go to a store. The store gets them and unpacks them from a box and individually pulls them for subscribers or sets them aside to go on the shelf. They then go on the shelf or they go in your subscription box and then you buy them and you take them home. That's multiple times they go through shipment, they go through packing, they go through unpacking. The fact that these books can even be graded out at a 9.4 to a 9.8 by the end of that process is a miracle, and honestly speaks to the honed logistics of the entire industry over decades. Appreciate that. Don't be like, okay, but it's not pristine. You want pristine? Go to the printer.
Yeah.
Go plug it up at the printer.
Okay, so
Right off the assembly line.
fun fact about that,
Through that.
occasionally, if we order enough of a book to get it over the quantity that comes from a printer,
Right. Like a case worth.
Yeah.
Which we will for the Superman Spider-Man stuff.
which we did recently for, Absolute Batman or whatever.
Right.
Lunar will take that full case and just put it in one of their boxes.
Right.
And those fresh from the printer boxes are packed so much worse than the Lunar ones.
Yes.
Lunar takes so much more care, leaves 3 inches of depth at the top of the box for bubble wrap, turns them every however many, random, but whatever.
Yeah. We've gotten cases of like hardcover books from publishers that instead of being like packed into their normal boxes, they'll just slap a label on a case box.
Yeah.
Those copies all suck.
Yep.
Because there's no packing material in those. They are just the book right against the wall of the box, which means when they get thrown around in a truck or a plane or a boat or whatever, all of that damage just goes right through to the box, to the books. And we have to then call the distributor and say, hi, please send us less copies in smaller boxes with packing material because these suck.
Wait a minute, challengers. What are you saying? Are you saying that you hate it when they're packed too well and you hate it when they're packed not well enough?
Mm-hmm.
God, you guys are fucking impossible to deal with.
We are.
Grow up. Pick a side. Thanks for listening.
Keep reading comics.
Dan hasn't been said here today to send a very nice very thank you from Challengers Comics. And as a bonus, Dan Housen shall send his gratitudes by cursing your enemies.
This has been Contest of Challengers. Thanks for listening. Keep reading comics. Challengers is located at 1845 Northwestern Avenue in the Bucktown neighborhood of Chicago. 773-278-0155. Keep up to date with new releases and events at challengerscomics.com and help fund this podcast at patreon.com/challengers.